the 10th, Friday the 10th of May. I'll just take my hat off in case there's a bit of wind. I don't think there is, but just in case. I'm here at the Burloin River. As you can see, it's getting green because we've actually had a fair bit of rain. The dog having a little run around. A big run around. She's just having a big swim. They're having a big swim and a run. Just thought I'd give you the update of I'm walking with a cane. So I can't walk too far, but far enough still. And I just thought I'd just do a quick YouTubey today because I do want to get this up and running, my YouTube account again, or my YouTube channel. Thinking, as I told you a while ago, Mondays are probably going to be the main. Monday and Tuesday will probably be the days that I do it, maybe once a week. But for the moment, everybody, all I can say is that life is going great. Like, see this twig, right? It's come off this tree, and as you can see, the branch itself is alive, but the end bit is dried out. Time for a trim, just like my hair needs a trim. And there's a process of when things have done their, like, it's still alive, everything's still alive. This is a part of a live tree, but the end bit, you take off the end bits, just like with our hair. So that's how I feel about my life. I don't know if this is making sense to anyone, but I cannot wait to get this bit of hair trimmed here, because every time my hair starts getting dry on the end, I keep touching it and I notice it, and it irritates me, it bugs me. And just a quick cut and it's all healthy again. And that's what I believe the release process is like. So it's something that we've outgrown. It's a part of us. It's had its bit. It's useful. If we keep it there for too long, it causes damage. For example, if you, as you all know, that if you keep your dry ends on your hair for too long, it goes further up your hair, and then you have to cut more off. So the longer we don't do the trimming and the culling, the trimming, the pruning, the culling, the trimming, the deheading, all the different words you can use. If we leave it too long, we actually have to take off more than what if we dealt with it earlier than what we would have had to. So, I mean, this tree, that doesn't apply because, oh yeah, it actually does. See, if this was in the garden, you would prune it back, you'd cut it back, and then it would actually put more effort, nutrients to the alive foliage rather than trying to keep the half alive branches going. And then eventually when the tree realizes, nah, that's actually dead, then it stops, it works out when to stop sending its nutrients from that point on. But it takes a while for it to work that out. So the sooner you prune it, dehead it, whatever, the sooner you allow the plant to know the nutrients that it grabs from the sun and the rain and the roots and everything. It puts it where it's most beneficial, rather than something that's well and truly gonna go. It's not. So the tree analogy and the hair analogy, I think, is very apt for my life and for this YouTube channel. I do believe that the trimming process, that involves looking at our habits, our relationships, our friendships, our activities, our choices, which includes what we eat. I know you know where I'm going with this. So just that regular stock take. If you do, like, if we think about like the hair trim, like a stock take of our lives, and what do we like, what is serving us, what's not serving us, what's outdated, what's working, what do we get more of. I believe this, and I know a lot of people talk about this. I know I've had a lot of people talk to me about this. Easier said than done, right? Like, how do you do a stock take? It's a lot harder than just going to the hairdresser and getting your hair trimmed, right? Now, I know, for example, getting my hair trimmed, I've needed this done for about 3 or 4 months. And I'm balking at it because, what is it, like $30? So I think, do I really want to spend $30 on getting my hair trimmed? But if I don't, they're going to have to cut this much off compared to this much. So do I invest that $30 now, or do I pay the same amount of money in another few months and I have heaps more of my hair cut off and then my hair doesn't grow because I'm not getting it trimmed every 8 weeks like I should? This is a relevant analogy, everyone. The regular stock takes of what do we let go of, what's not serving us anymore, what is serving us, what do we do more of. You'll hear it, the wheel of emotion, the balance of life. You hear it in all sorts of, you see it in charts, you hear people talk about it all the time. Homeostasis, full wholeness, what's serving us, what's not serving us. How do we allow our mind and body to be in balance? How do we create that quality reflection time to actually identify whether we let something go or whether we do more of something? This is something that I've been struggling with, I think, my whole life. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are struggling with it as well. And those of you who follow my YouTube channel and who do contact me to ask me to please keep going with my YouTube channel, you are all appreciating the honest and authentic reflections that I offer, which does come with a verbosity, I have a way of communicating that not everyone has. I've come to identify with a lot of people supporting me that the way I communicate is actually, I've had heaps of different explanations of it, but nearly everyone says what you have to say is of such high value, and the way you say it, it just makes so much sense and it just really gets through. Now, the more I hear this, the more I'm allowing myself to believe that it's true, which is the reasons why I keep going with this YouTube channel, because I've just too many people are saying that the way I explain things is actually getting through in a way that other ways didn't. Now, is that because of my brain? Is that because of how I've had to learn it? Because I know that what I'm sharing with you all is stuff that I've had people try to share with me. Many books, different therapy groups I've been part of, what we learned at university. Oh my gosh, it's just gone on and on and on for so many years. And I keep going, why is it taking me so long to grasp what I know? What is the switch? How do you turn that switch to do the regular stock take and the regular trim? What is it? How does it look? What's the practical solution? Now, for everybody, obviously, it's different. For me, I've well and truly realised it's got to be alone time in nature. I realise I can't do it in that. So you've got to work out where does your brain most allow the true authentic stock take to occur. That's what I think is one of the most crucial elements. Where is the place where we can actually do the most unobstructed, most undistracted, most authentic, deep reflection of what's really working, what's really not working, to know what to let go of in order to focus on the nutrients growing, on what's actually alive and worthwhile focusing on, and what's actually not worthwhile putting in nutrients. We can put our nutrients to something for many, many years, and it's a waste of our energy, waste of our resources, waste of our nutrients. So many of you have done this with many of your friendships, your relationships, job that you've been in. I'll give an example. I'm halfway through my uni degree and I keep going, should I go back and finish it? Because I want to feel that sense of completion. I want to feel that sense of graduating, getting a degree. But do I really need to finish my uni degree? Do I really need to? Because I can actually get the same qualifications in many, many, many other different ways that are actually more suitable to me and my way of learning. Because university, as a lot of you know, has gone very online. I don't deal with online study very well. I deal with face-to-face study. But university has literally become a very online, even if you're an on-campus student, the courses, you have to do them online. A lot of the lecturers, it's a thing called, not enmeshment, I can't remember what the word is, but there's a lot of lecturers there that just shouldn't have the job, and they've got it. They're ingrained. They're very not good at what they teach, and that's a core subject, and you've got to learn from them. You can't even hear what they're saying or understand what they're saying. It's a money-making business. It's lost its integrity. Maybe some unis are different, but I think most of the unis are the same. There are other ways to learn. There are other ways to tweak my qualifications that are more suitable. So if I can let go of that hanging on to that dead branch, for example, this dead branch that I need to finish my uni degree to prove my worth or to get the satisfaction of that qualifications, that's putting nutrients to something that's actually dead. I'm actually better off getting my learning in a more kinesthetic, hands-on, alive way. And I'm already doing that in life. There's many different ways I'm tweaking my qualifications. So I'm slowly letting go of the idea that I need to actually go back to uni and finish my degree. So that's me trimming my hair, letting something go I can just let that go. It's hard for me to let go because I was loving my uni studies. I'd love to get the degree. I've done heaps of study. I was doing very well at my study. So that's in one area of my life that I've been focusing on. Another area is what to do for money, because I've got so many body injuries, so many. I'm actually technically almost a cripple, and there's so much I can't do. And it's really difficult to accept that limitation. However, the quicker I accept it, the more I can focus putting my nutrients to getting healthy hair, growing healthy foliage. So choosing a job, choosing what I can do that doesn't keep impacting on my existing injuries and make them worse. Like acceptance of what my body is like now, and it may get back to where it was in the past, it may not, but I at least need to accept the limitations that it has now, which are many. Like some of you saw it at the beginning, but I'm now walking with a cane, and I'm have to wear a brace and this and that and blah 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 blah. And my pain levels are really 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 high, and I have to be mindful of what I can and can't do. Like I used to walk for 3 hours with the dogs. Now I can walk 20 minutes up here, let them run around like crazy. So they're having a great old time. I choose this spot here because the water's down there. There's the embankments. We're away from the sheep farms. I've still done a bit of a walk, taken them away from the main car park, but I can't walk any further than this because then I end up not being able to walk back. So coming here to the river and sitting here is a interesting process for me, because I love the walking process. I love just walking for hours, and I used to do that. Would walk for 2 or 3 hours, go all the way out there and all the way back, and it was awesome. I love it so much, but my ankle and my hip can't do it at the moment, and maybe never ever again. So that's what I mean about and look, there is a thing about the tree. Like when you prune a tree or prune a bush, sometimes it looks dead, but it's not, and that's where you've got to be careful. Sometimes can't remember what plant it is now, can't remember its name, but anyway, there's a couple of plants and they actually look like they're dead, but they're actually not. They've just gone dormant for the winter, and then in autumn and spring they come back, and it's quite amazing. Zena. So you actually have to know what actually is a dead branch. Oh, and also what is dead hair, because sometimes what we think is dead hair is actually hair that just needs hair. Hello, darling, well done. Woohoo! Here she is, the little gorgeousy one. Oh, I don't know if I can, the wind, I think the wind stopped. Hang on a second, I'll turn this around and I'll show you. There's the little gorgeousy one who came back. So she was running away across the other side. She came back straight away, which I'm happy about, because up there to the, oh, here we go, we're going to see Alvin jump up. Hang on. Alvin! He's like, oh. Okay. Oh, she's wet. Go away, you're wet. Anyways, I thought he was going to jump up for a second. He is, he's just there. And there he is. Woohoo! Guys, Zena and Alvin, woohoo! And what I'm trying to say is that often with what we think is dead hair is actually just hair that needs some hair oil, some argan oil. It just needs moisturising, so it actually needs nourishment. So this is where I guess the reflection time is important. You have to go, what, does this need oil or does it need chopping off? And then I guess what you do is you go, well, how long was you get logical, how long was my last trim? Well, for me, it's 6 months ago, so well and truly due. You've got to get them done every week. So logically, I'm due for a trim, so I've got to do it. Now, the reason why I'm using that analogy is because I know most people understand that analogy, and that this is what I've come to realize through incredible counseling that I'm receiving, incredible friendships I have through, and the most amazing, most loving, supportive relationship I've ever been in my life. Just got to get rid of that wind. Hang on. So all these support services that I'm receiving are helping me realize the deheading, the pruning, the trimming, the getting rid of the split ends, just such an important process. And learnt behaviours, learnt habits, like I think they're the hardest ones to release, the ones that we've been doing for the longest, that we're just so used to doing. Like, for example, my uni study, I must go back and finish my degree. Why? So the reason why I've been going, I must go back and finish my degree, is so that I can get the actual degree. So I've actually got the piece of paper and go, oh, I finished that. I succeeded with that. Not to prove to anyone else anything, but for me to get that piece of paper. Oh, I finished it. Like I go, oh, I actually finished something. Is that enough of a reason to go back to an institution that gave me a nervous breakdown, that's already substandard? Like, they let people get, I'm not even going to go into that. And university has become very, very censored and very political and lost its integrity. So why would I go back to that institution? What, just to get a piece of paper? So that's what I mean about knowing when a limb really needs to, when it really is dead. Learnt behaviours, patterns, a set narrative, a set idea of how we need something to be, or we've had this idea of it's got to be this way for so long that we're just stuck on that. But it's a rut. It's a loop. That's why, how do you know when to let something go? That's what I've been addressing and really evaluating, and when to really let something go. Because a lot of time, the trimming, pruning, deheading process comes with a lot of grief, a lot of loss, a sense of our identities changing. Like, we've got to tweak who we are, what we thought we were going to be, where we thought we were going to be. Like, it's quite big. It's not as simple as people go, oh, just let that go. It's not working for you. It's actually not as simple as that, is it? No, it's not. Because if you've been hanging on to a way of being for so long, it actually becomes part of your identity, doesn't it? It becomes part of your survival mechanism, and it becomes part of your mechanism. It becomes part of your cog, part of your way of driving, your unconscious. She's got grass all over, it's so cute. So basically, I don't know how to explain it any more than that, except for this YouTube channel, which God asked me to start however long it was ago. As you know, when I first started, I was deeply, deeply depressed, and it was like a lifeline. Now I'm not depressed. Now I'm at the other side of it. And what I shared with you all at my last YouTube, I have been chosen for a program, which is, no, sorry, I said to you, I had done the assessment to see if I was going to be accepted into the program. Well, I have been accepted, and last week was our first week. So it's a pilot course between Holyoke and Lifeline, and it's called Eclipse. It's a program for people who have survived suicide, and it's amazing what we're covering already in 1 week. But we've got the workbook, so we know what's coming up in the next 8 weeks. And the learning process that we go through to survive it, and also what took us there in the first place, and the in-depth and authentic discussion around that is something that I realise doesn't happen in our culture or in any culture, and that is one of the most poignant discussions that we all ought to be having at least once a week with everyone we know. Your life. Are you in? Do you love? Are you enjoying life? Do you feel blessed to be alive? Are you grateful that you're alive? What do you do to give your life purpose and meaning and connection? And these are very important conversations to have with people, because this is what creates quality living. This is what creates authentic, honest interactions and connections. And it is what God wants for us, to have connection, true, authentic, godly connection with ourselves and with everyone else, and with the planet, with the trees, with the sky. It's a really big conversation to have, because when you are lacking purpose and meaning in life, and if you're feeling like you have to hide who you are and put a mask on and act a certain way and be a certain way in order to be accepted or belong or whatever it is, and you change how you are, or what your dreams are, or what you really want, if you change that to try to fit in or try to belong or try to be accepted or to be approved of, it's an inauthentic life, and it's never going to be a happy life, is it? It's never going to be a joyful, productive, and by productive I mean heart productive. It's never going to be a soul enhancing, meaningful, like godly life, is it? No. And that's why I personally believe that many people are suicidal, and many people, are depressed, because they're not living authentic lives. They're not working out who they are, what they want, what their dreams are, what their likes or dislikes are within themselves, and choosing to be in relationship with friends and partners and work colleagues that actually align with and support and empower their truth, their authentic truth. So my life, pretty much everything in my life is aligned with my authentic truth. The people in my life, I can be authentic with everyone in my life. If there's someone I can't be authentic with, I actually let them know I don't want to engage with them. I let them know. My boundaries are so strong and so clear in this last year or 6 months, because I got completely shattered and broken to the very core of my essence and understanding of who I, Nadina, was. And I got broken to the very core of my being, to the point that I was nothing, and rebuilt with God's grace, rebuilt every cell upwards, had to rebuild, completely rebuild, reborn, completely reborn. That is what I believe when we surrender to God and we completely and utterly surrender to God's love for us. I believe that's what reborn means. I believe that's what the whole baptism is about. So the rebirth of surrendering in God's grace to God's journey for us, God's planned, destined journey for us. And then everyone who's supposed to be in our life, God wants them there, but we've got to receive it. We've got to be open to it. Whatever's not in line that's to do with Satan, we've got to be mindful of that, and we've got to in God's protection, say no to that. And so that's really what I want to leave with you all for the moment. It's not an easy process. One thing that makes it a lot easier is authentic communication, honest, deep, authentic communication. So my suggestion to you all, and I've said this so many times, get rid of everyone and everything. You've got to get rid of everyone and everything that is not serving your highest good. So if there's anyone or anything in your life that's creating you to pretend or to put a mask on, let it go. I know it seems scary, and I know you might think you're going to be lonely or unsupported, or your life's going to fall apart, or it's the unknown, you don't know where it's going to go. And there's a moment there. I tell you what, the people who everything gets taken away and they're left with nothing, and they have two choices: die or survive. Die or survive. And to survive means you've got to go, right, I only need stuff that's going to help me grow. So when you look at life, what helps me grow? What actually helps me grow? And anything that stops you from growing, the trimming has to happen. the culling, the trimming, the pruning, you got to let it go. Boom, let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. And it's actually amazing when one does that surrender process, how all this space opens up for the authentic connections, for the true support, for the godly connections that we're meant to be, that God desires for us, that then allows us to have this truly empowered, careful, truly empowered, productive, godly productive, meaningful, purposeful lives. And then you start getting on the pathway that was destined for us to actually do what we were born to do. So that's what I'd like to leave you all with today. I hope that helps somebody. It is a challenging process. I'm not saying it's simple, but I'll tell you the simplest thing, which I've said over and over again, it is accepting that, surrendering to God's plan, God's journey, that deep surrender. God does not want anyone or anything in our lives that is causing us pain, or I'll reiterate that. No, sorry, I'll clarify that, pain. Abuse. God does not want anything in our lives that is abusive. That God, as a loving Father, only wants us to have, we have to grow through pain as in challenges. So say if you're learning something, you go, your brain's hurting a bit because it's quite challenging to learn it. That's good pain. There's good pain, everyone. You know, when you're doing a big walk and your muscles going, so sore, that's good pain. Build those muscles up. Good pain is surviving, is moving through a challenge and getting out of our comfort zone. But abuse and anguish are different. And if you're in a job or in a relationship, or you've got family dynamics that are killing your soul, and you can't show who you really are in that is abuse. And that's what God doesn't want anyone to be part of anymore. So that's where you just because someone was born into a family, for example, doesn't mean you're trapped in that family. Like the true family we have is the family of God. We're children of God. So people need to get over their sense of obligation to a blood DNA person. That means nothing. In God's eyes, that means nothing. Are they of God or are they of Satan? It's as simple as that. And if they're not living a godly life, do you really want that person in your life constantly diminishing your energy? Or do you want that activity in your life constantly diminishing your potential and God's gift for you, what God's blessings for you are, like what your Father God desperately desires your life to be? So that's what I'd like to leave you all with. It is actually simple. It's hard, but it's simple, if that makes sense. The simplicity of it is just pure surrender. I know I've spoken about this so many times, everyone, and I've had so many people go, what does this surrender look like? And it just actually legit means trust. It means completely trust God's love and that all is perfect. Like, upon truly receiving Jesus and God's love and protection, anything and everything that's presented to us, including my injuries, for example, the fact that I'm so injured I can barely walk, I understand that there's a reason for this. It's slowed me down. It's completely slowed me down. I've always been someone that's just achieved so much, done so much, always driven. So I've always worked my body so hard, and now I legitimately cannot do the majority of what I used to do because my body actually just can't do it, because I'm legit almost a cripple at the moment. Have been for about a year, and I may continue to be for the rest of my life because I've worked my body too hard. I wasn't listening to God. If I'd, like the trimming, everyone, if I'd listened to God 8 years ago, maybe I wouldn't be a cripple right now. Maybe I wouldn't have injured my body so much. So actually, I guarantee you my body wouldn't be this injured if I'd received God's love and knowing that I was good enough, perfect enough, that everything was okay, I was safe, I could trust. You know, if I had really accepted that learning years ago, I would not be as crippled as I am now. I can tell you that right now. However, this is the time now. This is where I am now. Obviously, this is my testimony. I know I'm not the only one. I know many of us push it too hard, leave it too long. So hopefully this message gets to someone who's in their early 20s, and you can actually start honouring your body and your pathway and your place in life, and you only choose to be around godly people who respect you, support you, honour you, work with you, enhance your life. People who you can feel vulnerable around, authentic around, tell the full truth to, knowing that the truth will be received with appreciation and acceptance, and a really healthy debate if there's differences, because differences always occur, but a healthy debate around a difference is crucial for development, isn't it? It's crucial for moving forward. So I'll leave it at that because I don't want to repeat myself. But yeah, just that. And I will promise you that I will come back again. This YouTube channel, I know God said to me, please today, please get another one out. And I'm like, what on earth am I going to talk about? Really? And I sat here going, God, I'm not sure what it is you want me to share. And then I looked up and I saw this branch. And because I was sitting here with my cane, you know, I thought, oh gosh, maybe I'll start off with the fact that I'm in my reflection place, but I can't walk as much as I used to because of my ankle and my hips and my back and blah, blah. And I realise it's taken me to that point of the haircut and the letting go, and it's so crucial, because I know my life would be completely different right now if I had allowed God's love in a lot earlier and accepted just how worthy I was, how deserving of true support and care and respect I was. I've allowed a lot of abuse in my life because I just kept putting up with stuff that God never wanted me to put up with. God never wants us in a situation where we're in agony, when we're in despair, where we feel so complete, we're going insane because we feel so rejected and so isolated and so anguished about, we're going crazy because we just can't comprehend what's going on. It's just, everything just feels too bleak and dark and what? So if we're fully surrendering to God, we don't have that bleakness. We don't have that darkness because it's complete trust in everything. So God bless everyone, and I'll see you hopefully Monday or Tuesday. Really want to get back into the swing of this YouTube channel. Okay, God bless, and sorry, I've been holding on to see that I've been holding on to the phone with my thumb. Oh, all right. I'll just show you my beautiful vista. Woohoo! Because we've had some rains, and yep, it's all coming green again. Woohoo! And soon it'll be full. There's Lizina been arresting. Soon this will be all full of water. Yeah, we've had a fair bit of rain lately. Really late rain, and it's way. This time last year was much colder, so it's definitely much warmer and less rain, but it's okay. It was like this 40 years ago, so it's just normal cycle of weather. Okay, God bless, and I'll see you next week. All right, keep well, everyone, and hope that this YouTube's been a benefit. Okay, I've got to turn it off. All right, adios. Ciao, ciao.